Today I'm going to talk about my top favorite webtoons. So today's video is something a little bit different. So I was thinking after the whole reading Wicked Fox, and that reminded me so much about dramas. And although I don't watch as many dramas anymore and I don't listen that much to K-pop, there's still something I'm really into and I still follow that I discovered while being into Korean culture, and those are webtoons. So if you've never heard about webtoons, it's kind of like a website where you can post your own comic kind of situation. I don't know if it'll be called comics or like, it's not a graphic novel, but it's just comic strips, and every week you get a new chapter. You can either post it individually or some people get signed on by Webtoon and get paid to do it, and it's free unless you want to get a fast pass, then you can pay a little bit more. And honestly, I've loved it for years now. I love that a lot of the story, well, some of the stories that I loved at the beginning ended now, but all of the stories keep going and they have like such long arcs, and it's not a big chunk of a book that I have to read immediately, but I get the story over once a week. I get an episode. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of recommendations about what webtoons I love and which ones I tune into weekly, and hopefully you can discover your new favorite webtoon and you can consume reading in a whole new way. So let's start off with something for the lovers of Persephone and Hades myth, and this is Lore Olympus. So Lore Olympus is a retelling of Persephone and Hades myth, like I said, but it's super adorable. It has a bit of a twist at the underworld, although outside in our real world it's the Greek times. In underworld they have technology and they have their own societies and their own structures, and it's just so interesting, and the chemistry of the main characters is just impeccable. Like, they're so adorable together, you can't even, and it's so full of angst. So if you've been like dreaming about a perfect Persephone and Hades retelling, for me this is it. The artwork is stunning. Like, seriously, look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. And the artist is amazing. I love the storytelling and I just really enjoy it. Highly recommend it. The second one is Hooky. This one I've been reading for years and I'm not even joking. I started reading it as soon as it came out. It's an amazing story. It follows two young wizards who are off to their first day of school, their wizarding school, and they miss their bus. They miss their bus and there's no way for them to get to school, so they kind of go on this adventure, and this story grew so much since the beginning. I remember reading it at first and now it's a whole new thing, and the character growth is just amazing, and it's still not finished and my little heart cannot take it anymore. The story grew, not dark, but it definitely progressed somewhere I was not expecting it, and it became a bit more mature as the readers, I assume, get mature and the artist gets mature, and it's just like that. Maybe my favorite one, because it's been with me for the longest time. It's amazing, and artwork again, amazing, and you can see the artists really improve as they go. A lot of that is true for the webtoons, because the artists started when they were younger and they've been at it for years, and you can see the improvement in the artwork. It's just mind-blowing to me how beautiful are these things that these people make. Like, it's amazing. Another one that I've been reading since the dawn of time, and I've been a fan of since it was just a privately released webtoon, and then it got re-released and the author is now being paid to do it, which just makes me so happy because the author deserves it so much. And this is Miss Abbott and the Doctor. It's a story about this small town in the, I'd say, Victorian times, but it's never really specified. Well, it's not 100% specified, but that's the vibes I'm getting. It follows Dr. Martino, who just moved to the small town from big city and is ready to become the town doctor. He meets Miss Abbott, who is this crazy lady who was raised in the Amazon and just recently kind of got reintegrated into society. She's wild, they hate each other because they're completely different people, but actually they love each other. And this story, oh my god, so mind-blowing, and just the best example of such a healthy relationship, trust and love they have for each other as the episodes progress, and the angst, and it's so adorable. Oh my god. If you do read it, when you get to the scene in the ballroom when they fall, and you get me, but oh, the angst. This one's, I wanted to say it's a newer one, but I've been reading it for probably about a year. It's called True Beauty. It follows the story of a girl who lives in Korea and goes to high school. She thinks she's not very beautiful because she has acne, skin problems, her features aren't perfect by any means, but she's really good at makeup and she can make herself look like a goddess with makeup. There's this new boy coming to town from Japan and they have a connection, but it's a lot about beauty, but also I feel like a lot of times we as a society can frown on people who are really into makeup and into their looks. But I think oftentimes we forget that makeup can be a form of art and it can really help someone gain confidence and feel expressed, and really we shouldn't judge it so harshly. This really talks about it, and the artwork again is beautiful, and really there's a lot of educational stuff, I would say, especially at the beginning about the makeup. The funny thing is you see those videos on YouTube of girls taking off their makeup and it really is a startling difference. So this kind of talks about it, but it really like humanizes it and doesn't make it weird. It makes it like this amazing person who just wants to feel confident. She really come to grow as herself, and it's still going on as well. All of these are ongoing. So you can just jump right in and join the train and just fangirl with me, yeah? We can talk about it all the time. Another one I wanted to mention is Sirens Lament. I've been following this artist since she wrote and finished her previous webtoon, which I'm blanking on the name, but I will put it here. And that story I loved so much, connected with it so much, and it was an amazing story. So when she had a new webtoon, of course I had to dive right in. Her artistry and her art style is just breathtaking. I could just like sit there and stare for hours just on one image. You can have wallpaper with her art, and it's just beautiful, honestly. And this follows a story about a girl who walks on a pier one night and her heart is broken because she's in love with her best friend, but he doesn't seem to reciprocate the feelings, and she's heartbroken, and she encounters a mermaid who kisses her, and that's how the mermaid curse is passed on. It just goes from there. It has the most amazing trio of characters. Honestly, Ian is my favorite. I will never be convinced that Ian isn't the best person ever on earth, just existing. Just he is so good, like so funny, so witty. I just love characters like him. But the other two main characters are also great, and all the three together, they're also really cool. Storytelling, really interesting, has a really like deep lore. I just really love it, and I cannot see where the story's going. This one is one I discovered, and then about 3 chapters in it got taken up and became a sponsored one, and honestly it deserves it so much. And so I haven't been reading much. There's maybe only like 5-6 chapters out. It's called Muted, and it's a story about a young witch whose family died in a terrible fire, and she has been raised by her aunts. There are different covens of witches, and depending on which coven you belong to, you kind of follow different traditions and you have different powers. So on her 16th or 18th birthday, she's supposed to perform a ritual where she will summon a demon, have intercourse with him, and ask for anything she wants in the world as her wish. This story is a bit more hard-hitting. I think there'd be some potential warnings for abuse, a lot of psychological abuse. Such an intricate story, and I'm very excited to see where it's going. It's a bit maybe heavier than the other ones, but really good. I'd highly recommend it, especially for autumn, the spooky season. And this one, last one, is just, it's so funny. Anytime I need like to get my mood up, I'll just read it. It's called Adventures of God, and it follows God, basically. Up in heaven, there's God, got a bit of a beer belly, and he may not be the nicest, and he has a lot of little helpers. Gabriel, we see Jesus, and it's kind of a satire. It's really funny, and it comments a lot about our current situations, or like just some paradoxes, like a devil's another character. And honestly, the devil and all of hell, it's all not what you would expect, and it's so funny and so clever. and it's very short. Usually it's only like a minute's read, honestly, but it's so funny, and they have loads of episodes, and I would definitely recommend it if you're into like a satire and you're okay not to take everything seriously. It teaches you some deep truths, I think, but honestly, it's great. Okay guys, that's it for all the webtoons that I've been reading for years and I've been fan for years, and maybe sometime I'll do part 2 because there's some webtoons that I also read but maybe not as religiously as these ones. I'd highly recommend it. Webtoon is free, you can just set up your account. I know originally I think it was in Korean, but then now they have the English version and they have a lot of different webtoons, and honestly it's a great way to support artists as well, because oftentimes, even if you're not sponsored, you can post your webtoon on there and just get some traction going. And all of these, they're not just like strips of funny banter or whatever on the internet, but it's intricate stories. They all have really intricate plot lines, and you really follow the story as if was a comic book, but just on your phone. Very convenient if you're out in the city and you're just really bored. Like, it's perfect. Again, it's free and it was not sponsored or anything, god I wish, but I just love it. I just think it's such a great way to consume content and support some artists, and it's just really fun. And there's so many more amazing stories than I mentioned. A lot of them are already finished. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you like, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!